Hi, it's me JD and welcome back to my channel. Today we're making cards for our boyfriend, our spouses, our significant others, just that special person in your life. First, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and our first card will be a mini messages card. I have this envelope die which I use to cut out a bunch of different envelopes out of some watercolor cardstock, and for each envelope you fold in the sides and put some adhesive over top and then fold up the bottom. Don't worry about that little slit in the back because I'm going to be adhering these to a card front, so it'll work just like a regular envelope would. And I'm going to do this until I get all my envelopes completed, and then I'm going to attach them to a card front, and they're going to contain a bunch of messages. But first I have to kind of put pencil marks to help get my centering down, like, you know, if the envelopes are centered from top to bottom and left to right. Then I will put some adhesive on the back of the envelope, and then I will start with the middle column to make sure my centering is right, so my sides aren't too uneven. I'm just kind of eyeballing it, not really taking a lot of precise measurements, because even if it's a little off center, I can always just trim it off to help fake the centeredness. Yeah. After putting all of my envelopes on there, you can see that it has shifted to the right. I don't know how that happened, but again, like I said, no problem. We're just gonna bring in the trimmer and fake it till we make it. I'll also trim off the a little bit up from the top and bottom because I'm going to put this on a whole nother card front, like I'm building a whole nother foundation. And then I'm going to erase all of the pencil marks I had from before, and I've already heat embossed a sentiment, and I just took some copy paper and wrote some fun little messages, nothing too extravagant, but something to let my darling know that I'm thinking about him when he gets a chance to open all of these little mini envelopes. This idea is so cute. I'm glad companies make dies like these to kind of send like 12 cards in one card. I think Jennifer McGuire did a video similar to this. I can link her video down below for you. And then I'm going to center up my heat embossed sentiment, pop it up with some foam squares, and then attach my entire card front onto a craft card foundation. Then I'll pull out some scrap glitter confetti from a die set that I have, and I'm going to use those to help seal all my envelopes so all of my mini messages don't fall out. And this card is pretty much complete. The next card features making a love checklist for your loved one. I saw this stamp set and I thought it kind of looks like a checklist, so I'm going to use it as such, when really the stamp set just has a bunch of different sentiments on it. These sentiments are so fun, and I'm so glad that stamp companies are, getting a little tongue-in-cheek. They're getting a little more modern and hip with the time. Like, I never thought I would see the day where I got to stamp Jay-Z's name on my handmade card. Okay, next I will put my die-cut sentiment together. I love when dies have the shadow behind them. I've gotten to the point where I will only buy word dies with a shadow behind it, just because it just emphasizes the sentiment and gives it a nice background, especially if your background is busy. Now I'm going to use some colored pencils to mark in my little hand-drawn check boxes as well, and then I'm using a micron pen to help outline the check boxes. I'll then adhere my word die cut to the top of my greeting card. And then I thought my card was missing something. Like, I have all these check boxes, and I'm normally not OCD, but I felt like being OCD. So I decided to check off all of the check boxes just to make sure my recipient knows that I love them all of these ways. After that, I just have to add this to a note card, and my card is complete. Another handmade card idea was to create a heart chart. I saw this die in my crafty stash, and I realized I have not used it, even though it's been sitting there for 2 years now, and it's not Valentine's Day, but I don't care. I'm going to use it now. And just a note, I'm going to put my husband's lunch or something just to let him know I'm thinking about him. After running my note card through the die cutting machine with this die, I'm left with some heartstrings on the front of my card. And for some reason, I thought it resembled a pie chart. So what I'm doing is I'm tracing the outside of the heart as well as the inside of the heart, and I'm going to be cutting some of the strings out to resemble a pie chart in the shape of a heart. I don't know why I decided to create a pie chart out of this clearly like Valentine's Day or love themed die. Like I don't really even care for math that much. Anyway, I thought it resembled a pie chart, so I'm making it a pie chart. I'm going to color the inside of my note card according to my pie chart, because how this card is going to work is that from the outside, you're like, what is this? And from the inside, then it'll give you some context of like, oh, this is a heart chart, a heart pie chart. I'm going to handwrite all of the different categories for my heart pie chart, which includes crafts, wine, chocolate, and of course my husband taking the largest chunk of the heart. And you can really customize any of the categories to whatever your relationship is. I just thought it really added to the handmade effect of this card. So now I have to go back in and cut all of the heartstrings that I don't need. I'm doing this very carefully as I don't want to snip off a string that I will need. These cards would also work for just thinking of you cards or missing you cards or just all around love cards. We can celebrate love any day of the year. It doesn't have to be Valentine's Day. They'd be also great for anniversary cards as well, or I'm sorry cards because you forgot our anniversary cards. But I digress. Anyway, I'm going to go back to the die set and cut out a frame for the heart just to clean up the edges of my heart pie chart. I'm going to add the same frame to the front of my card and just fill in any spots I missed while I colored. I'm sure you guys have heard it before. I'm not the best colorer. The top ways to hide your card making mistakes is to either cut it off or cover it up, which is what I'm doing. And then I will add the same die cuts to the front of my card to help clean up that. And then I'm going to take the edges of my scissors and kind of sand down the edges of the heart just to make things a little bit cleaner, a little bit sleeker, not like I manhandled this heart. And from the front, it's like you don't really know what the card's about, and then you open the card up and you can see the intent of the card. And this card is complete. I hope you got some inspiration for your next love card for your loved ones. As always, guys, I enjoy making these cards. I hope you keep watching my videos and leaving me comments down below. I always do my best to try and respond to each one. I'll catch you in the next video, guys. Thanks.